what that is?
Sure. So the California Fair Plan, it was developed or it came about in the late 60s after the riots in LA. And the California Fair Plan is required and mandated by the state of California. A misconception often is that it's a state-run plan. It's actually not a state-run plan. It's once again state mandated and required.
Okay.
But it's actually a pool, a true insurance pool that is made up of all the consumers or in California that need to utilize that.
Yeah.
And on any preferred or standard insurance company, so if you have a State Farm policy, let's say, there's a small percentage of that State Farm policy that you pay a tax on that actually goes into the California State Plan, California Fair Plan, to help run and operate that. It's a very small percentage. So it truly is a pool
Yeah.
that a lot of consumers are having to go to. Now, it was designed, as I mentioned, in the late 60s after the riots,
Right.
and it was utilized for those those properties that were really hard to place
Yeah.
and either had a very bad loss history or they weren't upkept and no insurance company would want them, right, because the risk was
Interesting.
just too high.
That's kind of interesting, the history on that, because I honestly didn't know that. So it's something equivalent to there were these terrible riots, homes burned, homes were damaged. There wasn't a lot of incentive or desire among insurance companies to go back into those neighborhoods. That's kind of analogous to what's happening here. Obviously, very different situation than riots, but
Right.
I guess it's just an aversion to areas where there's mass destructive events. That's kind of what